Once upon a time, there was a bruised soldier with a broken chainmail, dragging his feet back to the camp, not as a victor, but rather as a failure. And then he offered you a sword. The question is, would you take it? Good day, good afternoon, good evening, or even good night for all the watchers of this video. Judges, my name is Husein Shodiq. You may call me Husein for this time. And I am from Universitas Jember with a number of 18. Can you see it? Alright. As the prologue suggests, I want to offer you a sword. Not a real one, yeah, don't worry, but rather a mindset. A mindset to think that failure is never the end of your story, but rather it forges you where your next chapter will begin. Now let's stay in the medieval world for a moment, just like the prologue. Behind every monarch, behind every king, there were battles lost, right? Alliances broken, or decisions that they would regret forever. But what would make ruler unforgettable actually? Was it because of their perfection? No, it was because their ability to learn, their ability to adapt, and their ability to rise for every battle that they face. Now think of a blacksmith. Before a steel become a sword, it got melted, it got beaten, right? It got reshaped again and again. Was it destruction? No, it was transformation. And the same goes for us too. Maybe you've experienced this. You got a low score in an exam despite of you studying the night before. Maybe you have a dream that you chased but you just couldn't catch. Or a moment where everything fell apart and you start to question yourself. I know I've been there too. I know that it stings, it slows us down, it embarrasses us. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to stop us. But in fact, failure can bring us what success will never do. Failure can show us what we need to improve, right? Failure can show us how to humble our ego, and it also teaches us how to start again, better and smarter in the future. Now let me introduce you to one of the greatest kings in medieval history, the great King Alfred, the King of Wessex. The only Wessex king who gained the title the Great. Ooh, great. But King Alfred didn't earn that title because everything came easy for him. But rather, his greatness, his title, was from his failure. Do you want to hear the story? Alright, so here's the story. In the year 878, his kingdom was in a siege. Viking invaders was pretty much overtaken his land, southern Wessex. His alliances were scattered. His army was broken. And Alfred, he was on the run. He hid in marshes of Somerset with almost no one to fight beside him. There, he was not a king anymore. he was a refugee with no throne, no power, but rather just silence, disappointment, and the bitter stings of defeat. And some legends also said that he lived and stayed in a poor peasant woman house. Imagine, he lived with a poor peasant woman because he had nothing left. But here's the catch. That woman didn't know that King Alfred was a king. So she told him to do chores. But guess what? King Alfred did the chores bad, miserably, as the king would do. So she scolded King Alfred. And do you know what he said? He said nothing. Judges, that sure is what rock bottom looked like. When you cannot do anything with your situation, but just said nothing. But guess what? King Alfred didn't let that be the end of his story. He planned, he observed, he prepared, and when the moment was right, he led a surprise attack to the Viking in a battle of Edington. And in that time, he actually won. He reclaimed his kingdom. He restructured the whole army. He promoted education, built more defenses. He created laws that would lead to new legacy. That victory changed everything. So what's the message here? The message is, when you feel everything is just not right, you don't know what to do, you feel again and again, just remember of a man who lost it all. A man who got scolded by a poor peasant woman, King Alfred. So just believe in what you do. Don't stop of it, actually. Because you wouldn't know that you could be King Alfred too in the future. So let's be the King Alfred of today's era. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Husein Shodiq. Goodbye.